In this video, we're going to be looking at completing the square. So the previous video, we looked at factoring those perfect square trinomials and solving by square roots. However, we don't always will have that perfect square trinomial, but we can form our own perfect square trinomial from x squared plus bx by adding b divided by 2 squared. So let's practice that. In the directions, we're going to complete the square, then write the expression as the square of the binomial. So here, when we are writing this as a square, this would end up being x plus b over 2 squared once we add that b over 2 squared. So let's look at some examples. So here I have x squared plus 8x. Now I want to see what I need to add to that to complete the square. So my b term is this 8. So I want to do 8 divided by 2 squared. Well, 8 divided by 2 is 4 squared. And then 4 squared is equal to 16. So that means I'm adding 16. And then to factor that, to go ahead and write the expression as a square of the binomial, this is just going to be x plus b divided by 2, which we found to be 4 squared. Let's look at another one. Here I have x squared minus 2x. And here my b term is negative 2. So to figure out what I need to add to both sides, I need to do negative 2 divided by 2 squared. Negative 2 divided by 2, I get negative 1 squared. And negative 1 squared, I get 1. And now to figure out what my square binomial is, the binomial is going to be x minus b divided by 2, which is 2 over 2. And so I get x minus 1 squared. Let's look at one more. Here I have x squared minus 9x plus, let me figure out what I need to add. Here my b term is negative 9. And so I have negative 9 over 2 squared. Well, when I square that, that's really the same thing as negative 9 halves times negative 9 halves. And so when I multiply across, negative 9 times negative 9, I get 81. 2 times 2, I get 4. So I'm going to add 81 fourths to both sides. Now when I write that as a square, it's just going to be x plus b divided by 2, which is negative 9 halves.